Yes, indeed. A point of order, Diana Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the final speech that the former Right Honourable Member for Lee made to the House on contaminated blood, he made a very compelling case for the fact there was evidence of criminal acts that had taken place in that contaminated blood scandal. Of course, we know it's the biggest treatment disaster in the history of the NHS. I wondered as well, with the front page of the Daily Mail today also setting out these criminal acts that allegedly took place, whether it is now appropriate for the Secretary of State for Health to come to the House and to say what action he intends to take, as the Right Honourable Member for Lee had asked for the Secretary of State to indicate that he was minded now to actually set up an inquiry, a public inquiry as to what had happened, and if that was not going to take place, then the police would be notified of the evidence that the Right Honourable Member for Lee had in his possession. So I wondered, Mr. Speaker, whether you've actually had any indication from the Secretary of State for Health whether he intends to come to the House and make that statement.
Well, I'm very grateful to the Honourable Lady for her point of order. I have seen the Secretary of State for Health a couple of times today, most recently in the Chamber, and much earlier this morning when I was returning from my health-giving swim, and he was arriving at the House on his bicycle, and we exchanged the courtesies, as the Honourable Lady would expect, of saying good morning to each other. The Right Honourable Gentleman didn't on that occasion give me any indication that he planned to make a statement on this matter, nor has he since done so. I have to admit that I was not familiar with the headline to which the Honourable Lady refers, not least because the organ in question is not part of my daily reading matter, which I'm sure the Honourable Lady will readily understand. It is not ordinarily a paper of any interest to me whatsoever. However, I have to admit that the headline is obviously a very important headline concerning a very important story. I'm not aware of any plans by the government to make a statement, as I've said, but clearly the issue won't go away, and I well remember the final intervention of the then Right Honourable Member for Lee, and very powerful indeed it was. So I rather suspect that the Honourable Lady will return to it, especially if she judges it to be urgent, and she will know what opportunities are open to her to raise matters that she thinks are urgent.